Capitalism is preserved by the slim possibility that anyone could rise to the top. This possibility produces a sense of hope that sustains the economic system. Theoretically, anyone can rise to the top. In practice, most people have to stay at the bottom. Human society is reliant on low-level workers. Low-level workers are essential to the economy. You cannot have a society of rich entrepreneurs. You need janitors and rubbish collectors. You need bricklayers and checkout operators. You need taxi drivers and road workers. Low-level workers are the backbone of the economy. Low-level workers are the foundation of human society. In theory, anyone can rise to the top. In practice, many people have to stay at the bottom. Even if everyone worked hard and smart, low-level workers are still required. Most people are condemned to languish in low-level work, but the slim possibility of eventually rising to the top induces a sense of hope. This sense of hope preserves the system. One is more than happy to be oppressed if they have a chance of one day joining their oppressor. The idea that theoretically anyone can rise to the top. In practice, most must stay at the bottom. Fantasies about being rich preserve capitalism. Fantasies about being rich are the lifeblood of capitalism. The slim possibility of reaching the top preserves capitalism. One will happily be a slave if one has a slim chance of one day becoming a master. This reality is also the point of difference between right-wing and left-wing approaches to economic destitution. The right-wing promises opportunity. The right-wing regards getting ahead and climbing to the top to be the solution to economic destitution. There is only one problem with this. By definition, not everyone can get ahead. By definition, not everyone can be at the top. The right-wing approach rescues a few and induces a sense of hope in many. But ultimately, it condemns people to economic destitution, because somebody has to be at the bottom. The left-wing approach recognizes the basic economic reality. The solution to economic hardship is not to rise to the top. By definition, not everyone can rise to the top. Someone has to stock shelves. Someone has to clean bathrooms. The left-wing approach is to provide people with access to a good life where they are. The left-wing approach is to decrease working hours and increase hourly pay. The left-wing approach is to increase paid leave and improve working conditions. The left-wing approach is to empower trade unions. The left-wing approach is not simply about helping people get ahead. By definition, not everyone can get ahead. The left-wing approach is about giving people access to a good life where they are. Someone has to work as a bricklayer. The bricklayer should not be condemned to poverty. The bricklayer should be given access to a good life. This is the left-wing approach. Such an approach also increases opportunities to rise up the ranks. But the left-wing understands that not everyone can get ahead. By definition, not everyone can get ahead. The priority must be giving people access to a good life where they are. Low-level workers are essential. Low-level workers are the backbone of the economy and the society. Low-level workers should not be condemned to poverty and destitution. Their only hope should not be escaping their work. When the only solution to low-level work is escaping low-level work, people are condemned to poverty and destitution. This is why the right-wing approach does not work. We must give people access to a good life where they are. Someone has to stock shelves, someone has to clean bathrooms. Rather than condemning them to a miserable life, we must give them access to a good life where they stand. We must raise minimum wages. We must shorten the work week. We must increase paid leave. We must empower trade unions. We must ensure that working conditions are pleasant. Low-level workers are essential. We must ensure that they can live good lives.